This is Sam Cook from the surface at the beginning of our lesson. He's got a lot of nice elements to his stroke, particularly his long reach and glide, but he's got two major problems that we worked on during this lesson. The recovery elbow coming behind him, throwing him off balance and getting stuck behind him was one. The other thing was his actual stroke. If you watch Sam's elbow as he pulls it out of the water during recovery, you can see it immediately gets stuck. That little splash there is his elbow coming vertically out of the water, but you can see his forearm is perpendicular. He hasn't even finished the stroke yet. So he's pulling his elbow out very early. Part of that is because he's over pulling. Now when he pulls the arm out of the water, his right elbow is pointed behind his back, and that's tipping him off balance a little bit. It's also introducing a pause at the rear portion of the stroke, reducing the fluidity of his stroke. This is the left arm. You can see the elbow again is pointed towards the camera. The arm gets stuck back there, and that decreases Sam's turnover rate and possibility. This is Sam from the side view underwater. In this, you can see that Sam is pulling really hard with his lats, and as a result, the elbow slips back first. Even though the palm is facing back, his forearm is parallel to the bottom of the pool for most of the stroke. Let's watch it in slow motion. Sam has a really strong pull, so strong that he overpowers the ability to keep his forearm engaged with the water. If you watch this freeze frame, the forearm is nearly parallel while the upper arm is vertical. The strength of his lat muscles, which you can see on the edge of his rib cage, has completely overpowered the ability of his shoulder to keep the elbow up. He does it on both sides, and that results in a significant loss of power when he swims. Here, he's finished with his stroking, however, he's already pulling his elbow out. This is the recovery view that we saw from above the water. So these two things, recovery and the stroke, are going to transform Sam's swimming when he gets them corrected. So we started with his recovery stroke. Rather than picking the elbow up towards the ceiling, we swing it away from the body. The elbow should point towards the edge of the pool to your side rather than pointing behind your back, which leads to instability. This also helps correct that little hitch that was getting him stuck in the back. After showing Sam a proper recovery with a standing rehearsal, here he is with that hitch in the back almost completely gone, a much faster turnover due to just removing that sticking point in the back. If we watch in slow motion, you can see that when Sam's elbow starts to exit the water, he's now swinging it to the side rather than bringing it behind his back. This adds a counterbalance to the left side of his body, which is going to help create rotation when he drops his arm in the water for that next stroke. It prevents him from tipping too far over when he's in extension and getting the elbow stuck behind him. This results in a faster overall turnover without really speeding up any part of the stroke, simply getting rid of the sticky points. The recovery drill that we did to execute this was done in a standing position, simply swinging the elbow to the side. Here it is one more in regular motion, and you can see the difference between this clip and the initial clip from the beginning of the lesson. So the next correction we worked on with Sam was his catch and push. What we want to do is create a soft hook shape with the extended arm, where the wrist is below the elbow and below the shoulder. The forearm can dangle vertically in a rehearsal position so that you can feel that rotation without stressing the shoulder. This is a drill that I call swing push, where Sam swings the arm forward and then pushes the water back. This is supposed to represent the second half of the stroke. But what you can see happening is that Sam is still pulling too hard. You can see the elbow come back there, and he's actually creating so much force that he's sucking air down into the water underneath the surface. The elbow leads, and he's getting very little traction in the water. So even though Sam's doing a drill which is designed to isolate just the pushing part, his lats are still overpowering the shoulder. This is such a common problem in swimmers who think that swimming fast is about pulling hard in the water. It completely disrupts the shape of the stroke it destroys the anchoring in the water, and you lose all of your grip and traction. This means you're spending a lot of energy and not going very far. You can see how much effort Sam's putting into that stroke, and he simply isn't moving much at all. Even in this freeze frame, he's already anticipating the pole and the elbows drop before he's even started the stroke. So we needed to give Sam some focal points for this drill. I asked him if he could feel the pressure of the water on his palm and forearm. I knew he couldn't, otherwise he wouldn't have been slipping through the water that way. I asked him to stroke as gently as he could while feeling that pressure, and to see if he could make the water feel thick like pudding. The slower you begin the movement, the thicker the water will feel, and you can create an anchor in the water. This is the key to an efficient stroke without wasting energy. So here Sam is after thinking of those focuses. He's again in a dangling forearm position. Note that he's much more gentle with the water. The forearm remains more vertical throughout most of the stroke, and he's not entraining nearly as much air. Look how effortlessly he scoots forward through the water with a simple stroke, whereas previously he was doing twice as much work and not moving nearly as far. This is the key to creating efficient swimming. Watch again and see how effortlessly Sam's moving through the water now. Between Sam's improved recovery and the more efficient stroke, his swimming should be dramatically improved.